Hello there. Are you automating Excel already by the use of VBA, of course? Would you like to take this even further and automate when the freshly programmed macros are being run? Well, then this video is exactly for you. Let's jump into it.
Alright, now that we are in Excel, let's talk about what we actually want to do. In this little example, we have a sheet that is called risk, and we are analyzing some kind of risk. We can change the cell C2 and select high, medium, or low, and that is displaying the risk that the particular thing we are analyzing has. What I would like to have now is that the cell D2 is displaying a color that is according to the risk that we have in C2. So if the risk is high, I would like D2 to be red. If it's medium, I would like D2 to be yellow. And if it's low, I would like it to be green. But not just that. I don't want to trigger this macro manually. I don't want to push a button. I don't want to have like a keyboard shortcut. I would like to trigger the macro whenever the value in C2 changes. So we don't have to do anything but select the cell. And that is possible. So let's jump into it. Let's go to the Developer tab and Visual Basics. Let's insert a module and let's call it risk. Let's first define the name of the sheet, and the sheet name is risk. And now we need to create a little if statement that is checking the value in C2 and then selecting a color for D2 accordingly. So if sheets name dot range C2 dot value equals high, then we would like to do something, and what we like to do is sheets name dot range D2 dot interior dot color index equal to, I think it's 3 red. Yes, next we can just copy this and oops, wrong button, and copy that in here. What we have to select now is, rather than an if statement, this is an else if, and accordingly this as well, because they will only be triggered if the one before is not triggered. And we have to change high to medium and this one to low, and the color here should be 6 for yellow and 4 for green. Then we have to trigger the end if, and now it should work. So let's run the macro. Okay, looks good. Fine. And now we are doing the fully automated part that I talked about previously. What you have to know when using this kind of function, you can only call it in the sheet that you would like the cell to change. So in this case, we only have one sheet, the sheet risk. So we have to program the macro in this sheet object that the cell is in. So that's just to know. Sub worksheet change, and in this case we have to give the function, we have to pass it a value, which is by val, and then target as range, because our target cell is going to change. And then we have to call the function, and I will explain it in a second. If not, intersect target, range, and the range, as we talked about, is C2. Is nothing, then we would like to call something, and we would like to call risk, and the if statement, and then it's done. That's all you need to know. What is considerable though is this little formula. What it is saying is, if not intersect, So if the intersection, which is what the changing of a cell is called in VBA, is nothing, so it's like a double negative sentence, so if not nothing, so if it does change, then we call the little function risk. So let's save it, close it, and see if it is working. Medium, yellow, high, red. Perfect, everything works. Yeah, that's all you need to know about it, and I hope you can use it.